Yo, all right. What I'm going to talk about in this video, it might make me sound very paranoid. A lot of this is going to sound like paranoia. I don't believe it is, though. I've been paranoid before. I've taken too many edibles before. I know what paranoia is. You know, your heart rate goes up, your cortisol levels increase, there's trouble everywhere. You're not comfortable. Paranoid, right? So what I'm going to talk about here is going to sound like paranoia, but I don't believe that it is. I think that it's actually awareness. I think that it's actually a level of awareness that, relative to some people, might seem supernatural. So let me just share one of my perspectives with you real quick that might give this some context. A lot of things that get pathologized, meaning clinicians, experts in the medical field, psychiatry, they'll have a patient, and this patient has certain attributes, certain qualities, and then they will pathologize those qualities. They will give them a diagnosis with a subsequent medication that goes with that. This could be ADD, generalized anxiety, social anxiety, depression, bipolar, even schizophrenia. Now, my perspective on this, and I'm telling you this as somebody who worked in behavioral health, who worked in social work, who has studied psychology. So just so you know, I'm not just pulling things out of my butt here. I do have a background in this. Really, what's going on here, as far as I can tell, these people are gifted. These diagnoses, these pathologies, these people are gifted. But there is not a context for them in this matrix, in this school system, these systems, these artificial systems that have been imposed on us since the day we were born. You're told to sit in a classroom and follow certain orders, when really what you need to be doing is running around outside playing. You see, every one of us was given certain gifts and certain abilities. Some people are meant to be more physically active than others. And those people are going to struggle when they're told to sit in a chair for 8 hours at a time. And then they might get conditioned to believe that there's something wrong with them. They're not smart, or they have a condition like ADD or something, when in fact, they're just in the wrong environment. Some kids are going to do great in school, and they should stick with academics because obviously that was meant for them. They'll do well sitting down in front of a book studying for hours at a time. But that's only a certain fragment of the population. The rest of these kids will get forced to try and conform when actually they have gifts that are going unutilized. Even schizophrenia, what these people are experiencing is really the spirit realm. And psychiatry has zero context for that, zero understanding, because they are materialists. They reduce everything down to matter, and they refuse to acknowledge the reality of spirit on a scientific level, even though many psychiatrists and prominent psychologists, including Carl Jung, very much believed in God and the spirit realm. The work of Carl Jung is very important, by the way. If you haven't checked him out, I highly suggest doing so. So, this happens to us, right? People like us, you guys, we've all been through it. We've been diagnosed with all kinds of stuff. We've been put on all kinds of psychiatric drugs. And those drugs all come with side effects. And those side effects is really a marketing gimmick. It's nonsense. Side effects means poison, right? If it's medicine, it doesn't have side effects. Fruit, sunshine, fresh air, medicine, exercise. No side effects are you get better. You get better because you took medicine, not poison. I was laughing my ass off the other day because I saw a commercial for some skin product. It's like, improve the quality of your skin. And side effects might include heart attack and heart failure and organ failure and death. Like, bro, try going outside. Try eliminating seed oils. Stop, see what happens to your skin then. No side effects. All right. I think you feel me, all right? So, the world wants to convince us there's something wrong with us, when in fact, there is not. When in fact, the problem is with the world. And with this dehumanization campaign of conformity that is imposed upon us. We don't fit in, okay? So, back to Paranoia, where I started. Because this is an experience I believe that all of us chosen ones are having. We're all experiencing this now. And the more you are speaking truth too. See, it's one thing if you keep your mouth quiet, if you just kind of lay low and you hide out. Obviously, I'm not doing that. I have an Instagram channel, by the way, where I'm very active in exposing certain things, and that makes me a target, okay? I accept it. So what happens then, to me, is I sense energetically that I'm being watched. And I feel it all the time. All the time. This includes both being watched by disembodied spiritual presence, dark presences. You can feel their presence. If you know, you know. Also, it can be very literal. It can be human beings. So just before I started this video, there's a reason why I made this video. There was a dude that was following my ass. Very demonic energy. He was like a middle-aged man with a hat on in a truck. He just looked evil. Best way I could describe it. Staring at me, would not break eye contact. Parked right in front of me and just stared me down with this evil look. And then he drove. He could have backed out, but he didn't back out. He drove right next to me, and drove right next to my window, and turned his head and stared at me some more. Obviously trying to intimidate me. I've never seen this guy before in my life. I have no idea who he is. I live in a small town and I recognize most people. Never seen this guy before. So my question is, what the F was that? Who the F was that? Because I do believe, and this is what I mean when I'm going to sound paranoid, is that certain ones of us who are especially vocal about the truth, they literally send agents. They literally send people to intimidate you. And they do it in the weirdest ways, like how I just described. Weird shit. Really weird shit, you guys. Like recently my car got egged. I'm a guy that's like, I am nice to everybody I meet. I live in a small town. I am nice to every single person I meet. Yet somehow this kind of stuff happens to me. And it seems like it happens more when I'm online sharing certain information. You don't think these people are low-life enough to be actually obsessed with you? There are certain spiritual laws in place, though, that prevent them from doing certain things. You see, the powers that be have the ability to just wipe us out. They could just kill us all. Why won't they do that? Well, it's a similar reason why a rancher won't just kill all his cattle. You see, because we're being used. Or they're trying to. They're doing their best. We're an energy source for them. Not only that, they're studying us. They're trying to figure us out. They want to copy us. They want to steal our genetics and use it to breed their own races. I hope I'm not overstepping here and at risk of losing my channel. Because this is the type of information that these people don't want us knowing. So, if you're a chosen one, and especially if you're a chosen one who's speaking truth, and you feel watched, studied, you even notice these weird things, I don't think you're paranoid. I think you're just aware. I think that your consciousness is expanding. It's expanding to include, the awareness of certain things. But if your expanded consciousness is including these dark things, it's also including the light things, which is why you're not afraid. See what I mean? Like, I'm not afraid. This guy didn't intimidate me at all. In fact, I think the truth is I intimidate him, hence the hate glare. He's the one that feels intimidated for whatever reason. I would never harm another living being. It's not what I'm about. I'm about helping people. Yet, I experience this hate, this watchfulness, this ominous presence. So, that's about enough for this video. The world wants to gaslight you. The world wants to conform. The world wants to make you fit into a mold. The world wants you to believe that you're crazy. I want you to believe that you're powerful, that you're beautiful, that you're a child of God, and that you are here for a special purpose. And it's time for us to step into that purpose. That's what these dark forces are so afraid of. What if we all wake up and step into our purpose? All right. Peace.